A Chinese radar operator watches his screen as a strange formation appears. The contacts are far out, beyond the first island chain, and closing. Intelligence whispers a name that makes every planner in Beijing nervous. In war games, those tracks usually mean one thing: American bombers. A Chinese radar operator watches his screen as a strange formation appears. Stealth ghosts that slip past radar. Old dinosaurs that carry more missiles than some navies. And a brand new shape no one outside the Pentagon truly understands yet. These aren't museum pieces. They're the backbone of America's long-range strike. In every serious Chinese war plan, one question keeps coming back. If conflict breaks out, which U.S. bomber hits them first and hardest? Some of these aircraft are older than the People's Republic itself. Yet they're being upgraded to launch weapons China's defenses still can't reliably stop. Long-range bombers are China's nightmare for one simple reason: reach. They launch from thousands of kilometers away, often outside missile range. They carry cruise missiles that fly low, evade radar, and hit with precision. China can't just defend one coastline. It has to defend everywhere at once. And U.S. bombers can mix nuclear and conventional roles in ways that complicate every response. So today, we're counting down the top 5 U.S. bombers China fears most. Real capabilities, not marketing slides. How they fit into a Pacific war.
When you think of air power, what comes to mind? Fighter jets, maybe? But the real heavy hitters, the ones that project power across continents, are the bombers. Today, we read diving deep into the arsenal of the United States Air Force to uncover the top 5 bombers that are a major concern for strategic planners in China. These aren't just planes. They're flying fortresses packed with cutting-edge technology, and they represent the pinnacle of American air superiority. So buckle up as we count down from number 5 to the undisputed king of the skies. Coming in at number 5, we have a true legend, the B-52 Stratofortress. You might think, the B-52? Isn't that plane ancient? And you're right, it's been flying since the 1950s. But that's precisely what makes it so formidable. This plane is the definition of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The B-52 has been continuously upgraded over the decades, turning it into a versatile and incredibly reliable weapons platform. What makes China wary of the B-52? Its sheer payload and range. This beast can carry up to 70,000 pounds of ordnance, from conventional bombs to nuclear cruise missiles. It can fly over 8,800 miles without refueling, putting it within reach of targets from bases far outside the immediate conflict zone, like Guam or even the continental US. Its ability to launch long-range standoff weapons, like the JAS-SMER, means it can strike deep into heavily defended areas without ever getting close to enemy air defenses. The B-52 is a timeless symbol of American strategic reach, a persistent threat that just keeps on flying. At number 4, we have the Rockwell B-1B Lancer. This bomber is the speed demon of the fleet. Originally designed for low-level, high-speed penetration of Soviet air defenses during the Cold War, the Lancer has evolved into a highly effective conventional bomber. Its variable sweep wings allow it to fly at supersonic speeds at high altitudes and efficiently at low altitudes. Why does the B-1B worry China? Speed and payload. It's the fastest bomber in the U.S. inventory and carries the largest conventional payload. The Lancer can rapidly redeploy across the Pacific, arriving on station much faster than other bombers. This rapid response capability is crucial in a potential Pacific conflict. It can carry a massive arsenal of smart bombs, mines, and long-range missiles. Imagine a flight of Lancers streaking across the South China Sea, capable of delivering a devastating amount of precision firepower in a single, swift pass. That combination of speed and strength makes the B-1B a serious problem for any adversary. Now for our number 3 spot. This one is special because it's not just one aircraft, but a concept that leverages existing bombers, the Arsenal plane. This isn't a new airframe, but a proposed modification of older, larger aircraft like the B-52 or even cargo planes like the C-17. The idea is to turn them into flying missile magazines. Picture this: a stealth fighter like the F-35 flies. A head identifies targets, and then instead of firing its own limited number of missiles, it wirelessly transmits the targeting data back to an Arsenal plane circling safely hundreds of miles away. The Arsenal plane, loaded with dozens, maybe even hundreds of missiles, then launches a massive volley of fire at multiple targets simultaneously. This creates an overwhelming swarm of munitions that would be nearly impossible for China's air defense systems to counter. It's a force multiplier, turning every bomber into a node in a vast, deadly network. This concept of networked warfare is a nightmare for defense planners, and the Arsenal plane is its ultimate expression. And now for the bomber that has defined air power for a generation. At number 2, the B-2 Spirit. Even decades after its introduction, this flying wing looks like something out of a science fiction movie. The B-2 is the world's only known operational stealth bomber, and that is its defining and most terrifying characteristic. The B-2 was designed with one primary mission: to penetrate the most sophisticated and dense air defense networks on the planet, completely undetected, and deliver a knockout blow. Its stealth capabilities mean it can fly past early warning radars and fighter patrols that would easily spot a conventional aircraft. It can hold any target at risk, no matter how well defended. Before we reveal our number 1 pick, let's consider the strategic picture. The U.S. bomber force isn't just about individual aircraft. It's about a layered, flexible system. The B-52 provides long-range standoff capability. The B-1B brings speed and mass, and the B-2 offers unparalleled stealth. Together, they create a strategic dilemma for China, forcing it to invest heavily in a multi-layered air defense system that must be able to counter low-flying supersonic bombers, high-flying standoff platforms, and virtually invisible stealth aircraft all at the same time. This constant pressure is a key element of American deterrence in the Pacific. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. The number 1 U.S. bomber that China fears the most. It's an aircraft that is still so new it's barely entered service. We're talking about the B-21 Raider. The B-21 Raider is the future of American air power. It takes all the lessons learned from the B-2 Spirit and dials them up to 11. It's designed to be even stealthier, using next-generation materials and technologies that will make it incredibly difficult for even the most advanced future radar systems to detect. While the B-2 was notoriously expensive and complex to maintain, the B-21 is designed for greater reliability and a much larger fleet size, with plans for at least 100 aircraft. What makes the B-21 the ultimate threat? It's a 6th-generation system. It's not just a bomber. It's a penetrating intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance platform, a command and control node, and a strike aircraft all rolled into one. It will be able to operate in the most contested environments, gathering critical data and directing other assets like drones and fighters, all while remaining invisible. It can be optionally manned, meaning it can perform long-endurance missions too dangerous for a human crew. The B-21 Raider represents a generational leap in technology. For China, it's not just an improvement on the B-2. It's a whole new category of threat, one that could render decades of investment in air defenses obsolete overnight. It's the ghost of the future, and it is, without a doubt, the number 1 bomber that keeps Chinese strategists up at night. So there you have it, the top 5 US bombers that pose the biggest strategic challenge to China. From the timeless B-52 to the futuristic B-21, each of these aircraft brings a unique and powerful capability to the table, ensuring that American air power remains a dominant force on the world stage for decades to come. What do you think of our list? Did we miss anything? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into military aviation, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Number 2 is the B-21 Raider, America's next-generation stealth bomber. Unlike the B-2, the B-21 was designed from day one with China and Russia in mind. It's smaller and, per jet, cheaper than the B-2, and crucially, it is intended to be built in meaningful numbers. That concept's scalable stealth is what really keeps Beijing up at night. Instead of a tiny handful of ultra-exotic bombers, they may soon be looking at a fleet of stealth aircraft large enough to run sustained operations. The Raider will carry nuclear weapons as part of the strategic Triad. But its conventional role is just as frightening: deep strikes into heavily defended airspace, guiding and launching precise munitions against time-sensitive and heavily guarded targets. Think of it as a stealth truck for smart bombs and long-range missiles that is also designed as a flying node in a much larger network. The B-21 is being built around connectivity talking to fighters, satellites, ground stations, and unmanned systems. In future war games, planners imagine B-21s guiding swarms of loyal wingman drones, using their sensors to coordinate strikes and overwhelm defenses. The exact stealth performance is classified, but we can assume one thing. It will be harder to see on radar than anything China has faced before. Its weakness, for now, is timing. The B-21 is only just entering service. Numbers are limited, test schedules are tight, and the bomber force of the late 2020s will still be dominated by B-52s and B-1 South. But every year that passes, more raiders will roll off the line. By the 2030s, China could be facing dozens of stealth bombers, not just a handful. Combined with Spirits, they form a stealth spear that can open doors for everything else. In a strike package, B-21s and B-2 South sneak into blind defenses and smash key nodes. B-52s and B-1 South, farther back, unload cruise missiles and hypersonic weapons through the holes they create. Beijing doesn't need to guess what that looks like on a map. They simulate it constantly. Which brings us to number one, and it isn't a single jet. It's what happens when you use them together. The U.S. Long-Range Bomber Strike Package. China doesn't fear just one bomber. It fears what the entire U.S. bomber ecosystem can do when it's fully mobilized. Stealth bombers sneak in first to blind defenses and destroy radars, command centers, and KeySAM batteries. Legacy bombers like the B-52 and B-1B stay far outside the most dangerous zones, unloading waves of standoff missiles and smart weapons. Tankers refuel them. Satellites and F-35s feed them targets. Submarines and surface ships add their own missiles to the mix. The result is a layered, flexible strike capability that can hit from multiple directions, at multiple ranges, with multiple weapon types all in the same night. China has to defend every base, every port, every radar site, all at once. U.S. bombers just have to pick which 10 or 20 targets to erase tonight. That asymmetry is what keeps Chinese planners from sleeping easily. They know America has bombers older than their parents, still being modernized to kill them. They know new stealth aircraft like the B-21 are coming online, aircraft they haven't fully mapped or countered yet. And they know U.S. doctrine emphasizes long-range precision strikes and joint operations, not just showy air parades. 5 bombers, 5 roles, 1 truth. Air power isn't just about dogfights. It's about what survives and strikes from oceans away. China builds numbers and layered defenses. The United States builds reach and flexibility. That combination stealth, standoff, and decades of combat experience is why American bombers still dominate the long game in the Pacific. If you believe long-range air power helps keep the balance stable, type bomber in the comments. You've been watching Elite U.S Millitary, where we turn headlines into real capability breakdowns. Hit like, subscribe, and ring the bell, because the sky isn't neutral, it belongs to whoever can reach it first.